Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Aguilar, an engineer at FORZA Laser. Today we're going to take a comprehensive detailed look inside our flagship product, the FORZA ONE. As you know, FORZA Laser is a company dedicated to the development and construction of this equipment, and the FORZA ONE has truly been a challenge for the R&D department, since we've had to consider both large industries and small entrepreneurs just starting in metalworking. The FORZA ONE doesn't require a three-phase connection. We can install it in a residential area with a voltage of 220. We've also taken into account the space needed to install the equipment, since we know not everyone has a large warehouse where this kind of machinery can be set up. Let's take a tour to get to know the peripherals included with the FORZA ONE. But first, if you want to learn more about laser technology, write to us. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. First off, the FORZA ONE comes with a cabinet that includes a laser source. The laser source is the heart of the cutting process. This is where the light power is generated, which then travels through a fiber optic cable to the head, allowing us to make the cut. In addition to this, it comes with a chiller. This is an accessory that keeps the temperature at the right level, between 25 and 20 degrees, so that both the source and the head operate correctly. Also, the FORZA ONE comes with a fume extractor. The fume extractor helps remove all the metallic vapors produced by the melting or cutting of the metal. In addition to that, it has a duct which connects to the extractor and the equipment to help, well, evacuate all these metallic gases. And we need to make a connection to the outside so that these can be vented out. It also comes with a regulator. The regulator is a device that helps us control the voltage, whether it's high or low, and it's a protective measure for the laser equipment. Let's take a look at the gas inlets on the FORZA ONE. The FORZA ONE has two gas inlets. The first one is for oxygen, and the second one is for compressed air or nitrogen. This means that the FORZA ONE has the capability to work with three types of gases, not simultaneously, but separately, since it includes a proportional valve to regulate the flow of oxygen and an on-off valve, which allows the pressure regulated by the tank regulators, whether it's from the nitrogen tank or the compressed air tank, to pass through. Additionally, the compressed air or nitrogen helps to cool the piece and remove the burr from the cut. However, oxygen aids combustion, which means it heats the material so that thicker materials can be cut. The FORZA ONE can cut thicknesses of up to 15 millimeters in mild steel and up to 6 millimeters in stainless steel. If you want to learn more about assist gases, check out our YouTube channel. We have a ton of videos that will help you better understand how each one works. Now let's take a look at the automatic lubrication system that the FORZA ONE has. The FORZA ONE features an oil reservoir, which provides automatic lubrication program from the software. This reservoir holds 1.5 liters of ISO 68 mineral oil. The FORZA ONE has a work area of 1.5 meters by 3 meters in length, making it ideal for working with sheets that have these dimensions. Next, the transmission systems are protected by this accordion cover, which prevents debris from the cutting process from flying up and damaging the transmission system. It features a rack and pinion transmission system with a rail, which prevents the small vibrations caused by the movement of the axis from damaging our design or our cut. This system includes the Y-axis, the Y1 axis, the Y2 axis, and the X-axis. The Z-axis is equipped with a ball screw system that allows for much more efficient movement. Did you know that the drag chain system enables the movement of the axis and organizes all the electrical, pneumatic, and hydraulic connections, as well as the fiber? The laser fiber itself? We have the head, which has an air inlet. And why is there only one air inlet if we previously said that it actually has two inlets? One for oxygen and another for nitrogen or compressed air? Well, internally, the two valve outlets are connected to a Y intersection, and the output from that intersection is connected and comes in a single line to the nozzle. Next, We have the head with an automatic focus, which allows the cutting height to be positioned automatically without us having to move anything else here on the head. It has a protective lens, which serves to protect the main lenses, the collimator, and the focusing lens from any sparks that might result from the cutting process. We have a sensor conditioner, which helps to send a clean signal to the sensor controller. It features automatic positioning, which means that if a sheet is warped, the head will follow the contour of the sheet at the appropriate height. We also have the cooling system over here. The cooling system helps to cool the main lenses so that they operate properly. We also have the QBH connector. The QBH connector is the final connection for the fiber, which attaches to the head. Let's take a look inside the electrical and electronic cabinet. We open the gates and we're going to find all the electrical and electronic components. Honestly, as an electronics engineer, I'm really passionate about all these kinds of components and how, when they're connected in a specific way, they allow the machine to make a cut according to the design we've created. Here we can see the section with the drivers, which include the Z-axis, the X-axis, Y1 and Y2 axis, and the driver for the autofocus, which is located inside the head. We also have the brain of the machine, which is the controller. There are various protections for the chiller, the power supply, a main breaker, and the computer. We also have an AC/DC power supply. We have the computer, which allows for the interaction between the software and the electronic components. We also have silica gel packets to effectively prevent any moisture from potentially affecting the sensitive electronic components. Additionally, at the ends, we have powerful fans that help efficiently expel all the heat generated by the electronic components to the outside, and in this way, allow this crucial section to maintain an ideal operating temperature. It's important to note that this section or cabinet is isolated from the rest of the machine. This has been done with the aim of protecting the cabinet as much as possible from any dust that might get inside. In these ways, the goal is for the components to have a much longer lifespan. Here we can see the main switch. This switch will allow us to power up the equipment. We're going to turn it, and we'll see that the computer starts to boot up. However, all the electronic parts, such as the drivers, are not turned on, and we'll see later, when we discuss the software, that alarms will appear. This happens because the machine is electronic and protected in every way. For example, if the chiller isn't on and there's no water, an alarm will go off. This prevents the power supply or head from burning out due to high temperature. In this section here, we have an emergency stop, an electric block, which enables the electronic part, and we have the extractor's power switch. Additionally, we also have two USB ports, the keyboard, the mouse, and the control panel for the laser equipment. Here we have all the functions for operating the laser equipment. We're going to launch the software. And as a fun fact, whenever I go to training sessions, people always ask me, "Hey, is the machine going to be very hard to use? How difficult is it to operate?" Well, let me tell you, the machine, or the FORZA ONE, is actually very easy to use. The software is very user-friendly and intuitive. And honestly, the hardest part for me personally is the design, because that requires a lot of detail and time. Once you have the design ready, you load it into the software. And after following a few steps, you can start making your first cuts. This is for our clients who have purchased any of our laser machines. Before I forget, let me remind you that the FORZA ONE comes with 2 trays for collecting the waste that falls as a result of the cutting process. These trays need to be properly and precisely positioned, since the cutting area has 2 chutes at the front and 2 at the back, where the trays must be correctly and properly placed so that all the cutting waste falls into them and can then be easily and efficiently removed. To learn more about the benefits of purchasing your FORZA ONE, write to us. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss our videos. And that's all for the internal review of the FORZA ONE. My name is Jonathan Aguilar. See you next time.